Hello, everyone. It is Pastor Dawn again from the First Congregational Church of Brimfield here in Massachusetts. Again, joining you from here at the parsonage nearby my little worship space because I was watching TV. I'm sure many of you are spending many hours in front of the TV, but I was watching TV the other night with my husband and we were watching The Big Bang Theory, one of our favorites. I think it has a humor which outlasts. There are a few shows that you can watch repetitively and still enjoy, but this is definitely one. And in this particular episode, Sheldon, who is, shall we say, a little unique, a little socially challenged, but also really, really smart, is having a tough time. Every time he goes outside, he keeps getting hurt. And so he decides, as we all seem to be doing these days, to make a cyber self, a Sheldon bot as it becomes called. And so he sends this, what reminds me of the 1980s Max Headroom TV self out and around and about. And so as Sheldon bot goes about, other things happen, of course, humorous on the show. But then Sheldon ends up leaving his bed and he physically gets hurt again. And so he sends the Sheldon bot over to see Penny, his beloved neighbor. And he asks Penny to offer him a little bit of comfort in the form of words. And they have a special set of words that they share with each other that brings Sheldon comfort. And so forgive me for singing, but I'll offer it to you. It goes, soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. Happy kitty, sleepy kitty, purr, purr, purr. And these are the words that bring Sheldon comfort. No matter what happens, no matter where he is, they're words of comfort for him. And so we have words of comfort that we share too in our Christian heritage. I see my daughter has popped on, and so she and I have one where we can just say Romans 8:28. And we know what we're saying to each other. It's a form of comfort that is beyond words. But one of the ones that have really been sitting with me lately comes from the beginning of the Bible, the first book of the Bible, Genesis. And it can be found in Genesis 50:20. And it is Joseph talking to his brothers, and he says, you have planned something bad for me, but God has made it good. And in this time, when we're struggling with an awful lot of what seems like bad, a lot of fear and a lot of uncertainty, we need to remind ourselves that God can be found there too. That even in times of trouble, in times of uncertainty, God finds a way to weave God's self in. And so we have to be alert to that, and we have to look to that. I have found it in a multitude of places. I have a fellow minister friend who lives up north, and she had a baby a couple months ago, and she posts the pictures of this beautiful baby who just brings enormous smiles. I love it. Just these smiles. And yesterday she included sound, so we got to hear the baby giggling. These are moments of blessing that we can bring to one another. And so I look forward to possibly hearing in the future what your scriptures are, what your quotes are, where you're finding God in these moments. Where do you find a little bit of nourishment in what seems like barren land? God shares with us this time and upholds us as we also uphold each other. So one of the things I've also heard of is a lot of phone calls. Sometimes it's Facebook Live, sometimes it's, FaceTime, sometimes it's texting or emailing, but sometimes it's just that old-fashioned phone, picking it up to someone that you haven't talked to a while and said, I'm thinking of you. Because right now, that really means a lot. And so thank you for taking this time to me. I want to remind you that tomorrow at 10:30, we will meet in the church virtually on Facebook Live so that you can hear a good word and feel grounded in your faith as we gather together. May God be with you. Amen.